Um, Celeste Souter here. It's been a minute. I am in Florida right now, and I'm here with my daughter, actually. She made it to FCCLA Nationals. It's been such an honor to just be a part of all of that. But as we were here, as we were leaving Texas, some stuff had happened. So everybody has heard about the hill country and central Texas being flooded in a matter of minutes. And our our friend and my partner or one of my partners at the Soul Sister Project, Jordan, is actually a resident of Kerrville, which is straight up in the midst of all of that. It's devastating. She's also being very drawn and called to help with the relief. And she has a really amazing way of bringing all of that together and looking at it differently than some. And so, or most actually, I'm not excited to bring Jordan on to talk about this, but it is such a needed conversation. So I'm going to bring Jordan up and we're going to have a conversation about not only the relief efforts that are happening, but what we could do going forward. And then also just to hear her heart about it because this is heavy stuff, guys. I know the last time I looked, the toll, the unalive toll, was over 100. And for a weekend that was supposed to be celebration and it turning into devastation like this, it rocks all of our worlds, but more so when you're in the midst of it. And I couldn't even imagine. So I'm going to bring Jordan up. We're going to have a conversation and stick around, please. And if you're just now tuning in, just hear her heart. Let's band together and help, right, in a way that is sustainable. Because I think that that's a little bit of what Jordan's talking about. So, bringing Jordan up. Good morning.
Good
Hi.
morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Jordan, I'm just going to open this up. Inside of social media marketing and things like that, we talk a lot about OPA or OPI, which is other people's audiences, other people's influence. And now more than ever is where we need to be actually doing that when it comes to this relief effort, these, I don't know. I really don't have a lot of words, but I feel that you do have more than I do. I would love to hear your heart and what's moving forward with the initiatives that you're a part of.
Mhm. Well, first of all, just for some context, we've lived in this Texas Hill Country for 2.5 years now. And the last place that we lived in multiple homes. The last place that we lived was evacuated, was flooded. The place where we are living now, I can walk to where damages are, but I'm up on a hill. And so that I don't know, that just gives a picture of where I'm at, what I'm seeing, what I'm a part of. This is my community. But part of the reason that we moved here, a huge part of the reason that we moved here, is the entrepreneurial spirit. The ownership that people take in this neck of the woods is incredible. You just drive through the hill country and you see signs in front of houses announcing their businesses, and businesses are done out of homes, and it's local, and it's just a powerful spirit. When my husband and I drove through here, we just looked at each other and knew that we would be moving here, and within 3 months we were moved. Like we just dropped everything and came here because there's just a very powerful spirit here.
And where did y'all move from?
We moved from Kansas, and Arizona, and we've had history in other places, and never felt like any of those places were home. But driving through the hill country, we were like, this is it. This is home. This is our home base. It's where we set up with our family. And therefore, my thoughts and heart went to the businesses, not because they're businesses, but because everyone has a face here. Every business has a face. Like HEB. I'm sure you've heard of HEB. If you are in Texas, you know HEB. If you are outside of Texas, you might have heard of HEB because of just how they don't do it for visibility, but they come and they help. And HEB was founded right out of here. And so we know that HEB is the initials of the man who founded this, and he is a Hill Country, Texas man. And the businesses that they're named for the names of the people who founded them. The park that was so devastated is named for a Hill Country individual, and that's why my mind and heart go to the businesses and the economy here. Because what I know is that here, perhaps more than anywhere else, this is where, if you support the economy, if you support the businesses locally here, you support the people, you support the community. And so as a result, I'm heading up an initiative to help rebuild the economy. Donations are great. I don't want to downplay the donations that are coming in, but physical donations, we're already having to turn away. Most donation centers are full up in the Kerrville area. So monetary donations are a great thing. However, a lot of pretenders know that as well. And so we have actually had local donation Venmos and things have to shut down because the pretenders faked it, stole logos, and are stealing donations right out of the pockets of the people thinking that they're sending them to the Hill Country. So monetary donations, if you try to send anything, make sure that you are sending it to a vetted location with the actual correct Venmo or donation or what
So
have you.
I want to ask, do you like have a list of those vetted?
I do. If you reach out to me personally, I can get those to you. I have one in particular that I personally know the people involved, and they are a relief effort ministry that
Okay.
does this worldwide.
Wow.
And they happen to be, like I said, this the heart of the people here. They happen to be here. And so this time they have a checkbox, and you can choose one of their global efforts or you can choose our home, and 100% of that goes straight into the relief efforts. And I can tell you, like, I know the men on the ground doing the relief efforts through that ministry and doing search and rescue and all of that through that ministry. So there's that. But even more so, just hang tight, because right now we have a lot flooding in. We have the government's eyes on us. We have everything flooding us right now. But a few weeks from now, a few months from now, we're still going to be feeling it, and everyone else is going to forget unless we do something about it and unless we can bring a more sustainable way to support the Hill Country. And so that's what my ReSeed initiative is all about. And if you want to stay updated, I should have said this earlier, but drop ReSeed in the comments. ReSeed, ReSeed, because we want to reseed the Hill Country so that we can actually promote growth. They say if you hand a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. If you teach a man to fish, you'll feed him for a lifetime. Well, similarly, we're being handed a lot of fish right now, right? And it's great because we need it. We literally, we just need the food. We need the all of the things to help these relief efforts on the ground right now. But that's going to dry up, and our businesses are not, if we don't let them. But let me tell you a little bit of a story about specifically feeding. There are multiple restaurants and food trucks locally here that immediately sprung into action and started feeding first responders, the displaced, and volunteers. They gutted their entire inventories. Their freezers are empty. They're
Wow.
asking for donation. They were asking for donations of plasticware and silverware and things so that they could continue distribution. Their inventories are completely emptied out. Now, what's going to happen in a month when the local hill country wants to go out to eat at a restaurant? Are those restaurants going to survive this? One of the ways that you can ensure that they do is by buying from the hill country, hiring and contracting from the hill country. There are people whose businesses have shut down because of flood damages, and those are jobs lost. But as you and I know, virtual jobs are available everywhere if you just have the right connections.
Yeah.
So we have the right connections. You listening have connections that our hill country people need. We have skills and able bodies and ready hands and very intelligent minds out here. Some of us,
Yes,
um, a
absolutely.
lot of us. And so the ReSeed Initiative is about connecting those businesses and entities that are outside of the hill country who need support, who need marketing, who need graphic designers, who need artists, who need social media marketers, who need all of the skills that we have right here in the hill country. And so how amazing is it that your business can benefit while you feed the hill country? So you don't just need to donate and just give that money and get nothing in return. We want to return this to you. We want to work. We want to impact the world. And so the ReSeed Initiative, as a part of it, is a directory that will show you vetted hill country people, businesses, individuals who are ready and willing to work, so that you can feed into the economy in a sustainable, ongoing way. You can create a side hustle for that dad who can't work his construction right now. And then as he does start to work construction, you can help support him as he rebuilds with his own hands this actual hill country, and he can do some marketing for you on the side, and you can help that transition to happen. So if you or somebody you know has a business that has the capacity of hiring subcontractors, please drop ReSeed in the comments. We will be in touch, and I would love to hear from you what kinds of needs we can fulfill. Because again, we have a lot of ready workers. We have a lot of people with entrepreneurial spirit who can learn fast and who can teach fast. So for me, for example, I teach marketing in the DMs. And so I can very quickly pull together the mamas and the daddies and the individuals, all kinds of the young people out here, and teach them the skills that I know so they can serve you. So we can very rapidly come together as a community to reseed and regrow this whole hill country.
Yeah. I love that you're looking at this from an entrepreneurial spirit, you know, that it's not the short term, it's long term. It truly is, because right now, yes, all eyes are on y'all, but I mean, come August, you're left with the devastation still to rebuild, and the rest of the world has moved on to the next. And I don't say the next disaster, but
Mhm.
the next thing,
Yeah.
right? And it's kind of like, well, it's like this with everybody. Anytime that you do experience something traumatic, devastating in your life, right? And it could be a spouse, a family member, let's just say, like you experience a loss of a family member, everybody comes together to celebrate that life or to help clean up whatever, and then they're off to living their life again. And you're like, life will never be the same, right? And that's what y'all are experiencing right now. And I love that you have this reseed initiative where it's breathing hope and life and the economy in a way that people don't understand. They're just kind of throwing money at it because they want to help, right? And then you have people on the ground, but there's going to be those volunteers that are going to have to go back to their own life soon.
Mhm.
And this is a way to help in the long term.
Mhm.
And I love that you were talking about the heart. So you are actually in the heart of Texas right now. And I do have to say that the culture in Texas is different than no other. We experienced one loss um, years ago where this farmer lost his wife, like tragically. She was young, and just one day she was there, the next she was gone. And it was during harvest time. And every farmer within a certain area came and helped harvest this man's fields in one day. Y'all, that's unheard of, okay? But it takes initiative, it takes heart, and it takes community for that. And I will have to say, too, my daughters went to church camp, not at Camp Mystic, but another church camp close to there. And one of them was actually supposed to work there this summer, and she just wasn't able to. She's the one that we're actually in Florida with today. But and that camp didn't suffer anything, but y'all, like I couldn't even imagine being a parent, hearing this, right, and all of these things. But I keep hearing stories of hope, even with those families. Like,
Mhm.
y'all, I don't even know.
It's
The
wild.
heart of Texas, the heart of Texas is different than any other part of the world. And what an amazing way to be able to breathe life in the long term of rebuilding this community in a way that is sustainable. And I just love that about this, Jordan. I love this initiative.
Yeah.
Um,
I
okay, so
May I insert just one last thing? I know
yes,
we've been a little bit long, but I smiled a second ago looking at the comments because Christian's here. Christian from the XP Network. XP Network is our trusted partner out of San Antonio who is doing the vetting for and with us as a part of the ReSeed
hi,
project.
Christian.
So they have a team behind them who are ensuring that the businesses that go into this directory are not pretenders. They are verified as businesses in the Hill Country. So we are truly empowering Hill Country people and they're helping us with that vetting process. So this is not some small initiative.
Right.
We already have people across the state saying, please loop me in. How can I help from out here where I am so that we can get that economy flowing back
Well, and
into the Hill Country?
that's an amazing way too to bring and like if you're a podcaster, if you have a TV show or whatever, like if you understand, I started this with it, OPA and OPI, get with Jordan, get with Christian, get with the people that are on like boots on the ground. I know that it's a little different with the virtual, but boots on the ground with the relief efforts, thinking long term, get with them, get them on your show, get them in front of the audience, and like let's make this a sustainable way, not only to help Texas Hill Country, but it become this thing that we can do when things like this happen.
Exactly. You know, we're all about systems and SOPs, and I'm
Yeah.
watching the entire process of building this up with the hope that we will be able to take this to other areas that need
Yes.
economic redevelopment. and spread the word and be able to use the communities, the worldwide community to help
Yes.
support the local community. And that's why I chose XP Network to be our partners and I called them up immediately, is because their heart with what they do with their business directory is to feed into the communities on a normal day. Like, this isn't
Yeah.
for this rebuilding project. On a normal day, 70% of what comes into XP Network through their various monetization methods goes it directly into the local communities that they
It's
serve.
amazing.
Like,
That's
they're
amazing.
making jobs for single moms and all of this. I could
Yeah.
go on and on and on,
Well,
but
it just what gets me, and I'm always looking for God
Mhm,
in anything that I do. Like that, it's almost a treasure hunt almost every single day, right? And so what I'm seeing is that they answered a call
mhm,
that was placed on their heart. I don't know how many years ago, how many months, like I do not know how long this has been going, but they answered a call. And because they answered the call, now look at he, he trusts you with a little, and
mhm,
then he trusts you with a lot. And with that obedience comes blessings. And that's like that is my mantra. And I'm not trying to surface level this like highlight real righteousness kind of thing because there is devastation going on. But look at the seed that was planted that gets
mhm,
to long term affect and regrow and reseed in the hill country and potentially the world and the way that we deal with rebuilding the local economies. That's pretty amazing. And I know too, we have a couple of women in the backstage right now. We're not going to bring them on today, but Sarah is huge in local.
mhm,
Andrea is very involved in her local community. We don't really have a local community. We live in the middle of nowhere, but I am I have a passion for the online community. And look how amazing all of that comes together in this like beautiful ecosystem. And we get to impact the world that way. So, if yes, you have a global audience or you have even a small virtual platform, please get with Jordan, get with Christian, get with me, and I will point you in the right direction. But get them on your shows to talk about this because this could potentially impact the way that we um, impact the world.
mhm.
And that's amazing. Out of beauty comes out of ashes comes beauty because that's what y'all are standing in right now. So, Jordan, thank you for sharing your heart. Thank you for braving um, me bringing you on live. I know that I don't know. I have no words, but I thank you for your heart. I thank you for your vulnerability and willingness to share and be a part of the solution because that right there, that's where impact starts is being willing to be part of the solution. So I gotta go. We have to go to the conference, but thank y'all. Reach out, get them on your show, ask them how they can help, and ask them how you can help. And we'll talk soon. Okay. Bye, guys.